In today's Idea of the Day, I'd like to have a brief discussion about the differences between the current generation that I call the on-demand generation and the generations before that. One of the most interesting things I find about today's generation, and by today's generation, I'm not just talking about, the 2-year-olds and 4-year-olds. I'm talking about, let's say, people in the last 40 years or so. I'm 51. But the newer generations have become more and more an on-demand generation. And the younger they are, the more the on-demand becomes, the more they center their lives on literally the concept that almost everything they need is on demand. It reminds me of like when we watched TV in the 70s, we'd see the Jetsons and we were like blown away. They push buttons and things happen. We're in that world. We're in that future right now. And it's kind of funny that today's kids expect almost everything almost immediately and on demand. And they demand those things on demand. I actually had an instance the other day where I was looking at essentially a 4-year-old watching TV. Now, when we grew up, TV was, you had your 4 channels or 5 channels to choose from, and you watched whatever was on at the time it was supposed to be on. If it was 4 o'clock on a Tuesday, the Brady Bunch or Get Smart or whatever was on TV. But today's generation not only gets to choose what they watch and when they watch it, but what parts of that they get to watch. Like, here's an interesting thing. Again, I'm watching a little 4-year-old, and she's not only asking to watch a specific movie, like now. She's demanding that she gets to watch just the part of the movie where the stork comes out and says something interesting. I forget what it was. And there's the mother, which is my sister, trying to figure out where that is in the movie. She's saying, "No, I want to see the part when the stork comes out and says," and she doesn't know where that is. She probably watched the movie once. Do you think she remembers that that's 67 minutes into a 1.5 hour movie? No, she's kind of trying to find it. The baby's screaming away. She's screaming away. No, that's not the part I want to watch. I want a part. When we were younger, if we watched, let's say, The Wizard of Oz, a fantastic film, we would wait until that movie was on, and it would not probably be on for another year. That means if you missed the part where Dorothy opens the door and sees the Munchkins for the first time, you didn't have a chance to go back and see it. But today's generation grew up in an environment where they can not only say they want to watch The Wizard of Oz, they say, "I want to see the part where the witch melts." And they go straight to that part. And if there's a part of the movie they don't like, they've gotten used to the part that says, "Oh, that's the boring part. That's where they're singing this song and I don't like that song." And zip, 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 zip. I think that's kind of weird. And it would almost be easier if you took a kid and you told them nothing about this technology and you just simply say, "All right, here, I'm going to put this movie on." You don't show them. They could fast forward and all that. Of course, this is not going to happen. But I think it's kind of interesting that we've gotten to such an on-demand world that people today, it's not just their media. We literally want something and we could push a button and then the next day the package arrives with whatever it is we want. There's just so many different things. There's 1,000 channels. There's all these on-demand media. It's just a really interesting thing. I don't have a solution other than to say maybe we should at least be aware of it so that when we're raising kids, they still have at least some semblance that, that this isn't some magical power that they should have to wield on everything. Because, there's a certain grace from somebody who just simply watches a movie from the beginning to the end. There's a certain grace in not being able to just say, "I want to see this now. I want," and to just simply see life as it happens. Because in the older generations, there was more of a browsing mentality. It's like we go to search engines and we search for something. We don't browse like we used to. We don't window shop as we used to go into the store and just see what's out there. We now go and we search for things and we search for things and we search for things. So that has actually translated to almost everything. We are now a search generation, an on-demand generation. We don't browse as much. That means that if you are trying to promote some product or company, you're almost reliant on doing things like with keywords where you're saying, well, you have to make it searchable so people could search for it. But of course, some things aren't searchable. They just simply, they are there and you browse upon them, you happen upon them. And, it's kind of an interesting thing. It's just something to think about. And that's today's Idea of the Day. All right. So that's today's Idea of the Day. I hope you liked it. If you visit ideaoftheday.com, you'll see a new one every day. Every day. Yeah, some of them don't suck. And don't forget to subscribe. And you can see them here every day, brand new one. And some of my videos don't suck either.